I believe it's time for us to start, and so that's what we're going to do. Well, hello world, and welcome to the first annual Green Rights and Warrior Lawyers Virtual Academy and Inspirathon. I'm Stephen Wood, Director of the Center for Law and the Environment at the Allard School of Law, University of British Columbia, on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Musqueam Nation in Vancouver, Canada. In this short welcome session, I'm going to give you an overview of this event and invite your questions. You can visit the event website, which you can find at bit.ly, bit.ly/GRAWL ACAD, ACAD 22. For details and also to register for individual sessions. As we get underway, I'd like to invite you to use the chat to introduce yourselves, including the which Indigenous people host you on its territory, if applicable. And I'd encourage you to turn on your video so we can see one another. It makes it more interactive and interesting that way. The event, Green Rights and Warrior Lawyers Virtual Academy and Inspirathon, is free. It is open, it's free and it has two parts. The first is the Academy, which is open to everyone, everywhere. And the second is a collaborative Inspirathon, which is open to current university students around the world. The Academy seeks to inform and inspire people around the world about the role of law in securing environmental rights and justice. It mobilizes the power of stories and storytelling to bring issues of environmental rights and justice to life and to inspire action as 9 individuals who we call warrior lawyers from 5 global regions, North America, Europe, Africa, Southeast Asia, and Oceania, share their stories of advancing environmental rights and justice, what we call green rights, through and sometimes in spite of law. This year's Academy features the following 9 warrior lawyers. Cormac Cullinan from South Africa, a pioneer of wild law and earth jurisprudence. Stephen Donziger from the United States, attorney for the Ecuadorian plaintiffs in the Chevron Toxico contamination saga. Mamta Ito from the UK, who's a lawyer, rights of nature champion and executive director of Nature's Rights. Marian Minezma, who is also a lawyer, a social entrepreneur, a winner of the 2022 Goldman Prize, and executive director of the Urgenda Foundation in the Netherlands. Tony Opoza, who is a celebrated Filipino lawyer, storyteller, and environmental change maker, and also the holder of the Normandy Chair for Peace. Brian Preston, who is the Chief Justice of the New South Wales Land and Environment Court in Australia. Jacinta Ruru, who is a Maori legal scholar at the University of Otago in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Chima Williams, who is a lawyer, 2022 Goldman Prize winner and executive director of Environmental Rights Action, Friends of the Earth, Nigeria. And finally, Terry Lynn Williams Davidson, who is a Haida lawyer, artist, and musician in Canada. So the Academy is taking place over 9 sessions that span 3 days, today, October 18th, 2022, and also the 9th and 10th of November. Each session features a public talk by the featured warrior lawyer, reflections by an academic commentator, and audience Q&A. Each warrior lawyer will tell a story of their own experiences mobilizing law to advance environmental rights and justice, and we'll close with a call to action aimed at prompting audience members to act upon what they've learned. The talks will be streamed live over Zoom and also recorded and posted on the event website. Each talk will be followed by a space-limited, informal, at the kitchen table sort of chat in which a small number of interested audience members who have signed up in advance can engage in a relaxed virtual conversation with the warrior lawyer who has just given a public talk. The spaces in those sessions, it's open to everybody, but spaces are limited and are assigned on a first come, first served basis. So if you haven't already, sign up for that early. Those informal chat sessions will not be recorded. There's no limit to how many of the formal and informal sessions you can attend. If you attend 6 or more of the public talks and 1 or more of the at the kitchen table chats, we will be happy to send you a written attestation of attendance on request, if that's something you would like. It's not an official university credential, but it would just attest that you participated. And the Academy is followed by an event that we call the Inspirathon, which is an innovative collaborative exercise. It's kind of like a research-a-thon, kind of like a hackathon, in which teams of undergraduate and postgraduate university students in any discipline from anywhere in the world sign up to work in a collaborative way on a specific challenge, which is how to transform nation states' unsustainably exploited exclusive economic zones into sustainably stewarded, enlightened ecosystem zones. And you sign up in teams of 2 or more, and it's not a competition, it's more of a collaborative exercise. It's something that teams can, in fact, are encouraged to sign up for and start working on now. The whole details of this Inspirathon, the sort of the problem or the challenge and how to participate are available on the website. We will hold an orientation session for this Inspirathon after the Academy finishes. The orientation session is going to be on November 14th, at least in the Western Hemisphere. Depending on the time zone you're in, it might be the 15th. It will wrap up, the Inspirathon will wrap up at the end of November, on November 30th, when we deliver the results of our work to Tony Opoza, the Philippine warrior lawyer who has sort of set this task for us. And again, students who participate in the Inspirathon will, on request, receive a written attestation of participation. And there will be various fun prizes that we're going to give out for teams that participate in the Inspirathon. The Academy itself begins a few minutes from now, in fact, with our first featured speaker, the Haida lawyer, Terry Lynn Williams Davidson. And it will continue some hours after that at 3 p.m. Pacific time with Chief Judge Brian Preston of the New South Wales Land and Environment Court. So I urge you and encourage you to join us for those sessions. And at this point, I'd like to open to questions. If anybody has any questions about the Academy or the Inspirathon, or what to expect. So I would say you can go ahead and unmute yourself to ask a question, or you can put it in the chat. We are very patient here. I noticed that Emma has helpfully posted a link to information about the Academy and the Inspirathon in the chat, including where to register a team. So you can see that information there. And if there aren't any questions, what I'll do is close this session and look forward to seeing people in around 20 minutes at our first session. And it is not too late to register for that if you haven't, by going to the first of those websites that are in the chat. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm really looking forward to this. So I hope to see you at some of the sessions.